Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hop. It's doing a 2-for-1 today of some German craft beers and beer from Bamberg, one of my favorite beer cities in the world. If you've never been to Bamberg, whenever the world opens up, it's a must visit. So many great classical breweries if you like traditional German styles, and it's the home of Rauchbier, one of my favorite styles of beer. We're checking out a new brewery to me today. Well, I've actually had one, like a buck from these guys in a collab with ABVs, but we're checking out Gänstaller. I think that's how you say it, or Gänstaller. It has 2 X's over the A, so I think it's Gänstaller. That's how you pronounce it. Sorry for my German. I'm not German. I do speak a little bit, but it's rusty. I haven't spoken German in a long time. I think the last time I really had a conversation in German was in 2019 when I was in Stuttgart. But I talked with the guys from Gänstaller, and they were kind enough to send a small box with some of their beers to check out, which is awesome. And I really wanted to check these guys out because so many of you guys from Sweden especially has told me you need to check out some Gänstaller. They make world-class lager beer, some of your guys' favorite lager beer in Europe at the moment. So it's like, I need to get on it though. And like Anton, we've talked about him a bit. He was in a MBCC video. You might have seen Anton Norell, a very good home brewer from Gothenburg, said that this is one of his favorite Helles. So I'm really looking forward to be trying this. So we're checking out 2 beers today from Gänstaller. And we're checking out the Helles Lager, and we're checking out their Smaragdweiß. So also, again, as I said, these were sent from Gänstaller, but I want to be, as always, 100% honest and tell my 100% true opinion of the beers, as I always do. But still, thanks to Gänstaller for the beers. I'm really looking forward to it. It's also been a long time since we've actually reviewed requested beer on the channel. So this Helles, they say it's refreshing and vollkommnes. So I think like that means complete. Like fullkommen is the Danish word. Like Helles, which is balanced, vollmundig. It could also be like full-bodied, I think, and light. Golden color, 17.5 IBU, 5%. And it's made with water, barley malts, hops, and yeast. The Hefeweizen, though, is what they call an India Hopfenweise in a timeless, I think, zeitgenössischer Interpretation. I think that means like a timeless interpretation of it. So India Hopfenweise, it's going to be a slightly more hoppy. Weizen, you know, there are a lot of, I remember back in the day, Schneider, they did their Hopfenweise, which was also like a hoppy Weiss beer that I really, really loved. 17 IBUs on this one and 5.1%, and this is, of course, made with wheat malt because it's a Weizen. But otherwise, yeah, it's wheat malt, barley malt, water, hops, and yeast. But I think we're going to start with the Helles because I feel like that maybe the banana flavors and everything will dominate over the more delicate flavors of the Helles. So let's go for the Gänstaller Helles Lager beer first here in my awesome Gamma glass. I love this glass for lagers. That looks beautiful. It looks a bit darker on camera. It's like a slightly amber colored Helles. It's not like completely pin bright. At least not, you know, when I hold it up to the light there, it looks fairly bright, but it's not that crazy pin bright yellow color, like screaming yellow, but it looks nice soft carbonation. Like when you go to Franken and drink Helles there, oftentimes they're not like crazy carbonated. They're carbonated, but they're soft. Now a lot of places they do milk pours. I can't remember what you say and how you say it in German, where you mainly get a lot of, and also in Bavaria, a lot of like foam that slowly settles before you drink the beer. So the carbonation isn't as aggressive, but it looks nuts. And then you get these crazy substantial heads on the beer. But yeah, let's check out the aroma on the Helles. Oh man, that smells really good. I often talk about freshly baked bread. I don't think I've ever smelled a Helles that smells this much of freshly baked bread. Wow. Man, that smells outstanding. That smells like Zehendner level. Zehendner for me is like some of the highest regard of lager in Germany. It's smelling like similar to what they do. Wow. So much bready malt. I was afraid maybe it was a light oxidation or something because it was so dark, but I don't think so. I think they maybe just put in a little bit of Munich malt or something like that just to give it more intense breadiness. The hops are still there though, for sure, like a peppery, slightly, you know, würzig, spicy note. It's not like crazy expressive on hops. It's like more malt centric. It smells like what I remember Helles often smelling like down in southern Germany. Man, so bready. And like doughy too. Like doughy, bready, like slightly toasty. It's so soft. There's a hint of like a bright fruitiness to it, like almost like a soft lager ester. Sometimes we talked about that also in the Zehendner beers, like almost like a generic bright fruit ester, almost like a little bit like almost pear-like or something. It smells really good. Let's try it. Cheers, guys, and thanks a ton to Gänstaller for the beers. Wow. That is how you do a Helles. Man, I feel like some people are probably thinking you're just biased because the brewery sent it. No, seriously, I've been drinking a lot of lagers lately, and over a long period of time. Wow, that is phenomenal. I was so afraid that it would be a little bit oxidized just because of the color, but no, not at all. This is totally Zehendner level lager. Wow, that is so good. I could crush that so fast. Super refreshing. It's 17.5 IBU. There's so much hop flavor still. Like, it's super peppery and spicy and woody. It has that Holzig, woody, classic hop flavor. I would have preferred maybe a little bit more brightness to it, like just a little bit more floral character and maybe a citrus thing or whatever, but it's just so well composed that I don't mind it at all. Like, it's definitely more to like earthy, woodsy, spicy and herbal in terms of hop profile, but it's really hoppy. And then just so much freshly baked bread. Man, that's good. Okay, Anton, I understand why this is one of your favorite Helles. There's so much flavor. This is how you do classical beer styles to a T. This has really got my hopes up for the, like, if the Weizen is going to be in the same ballpark, man. This is so good. But also, again, it tastes like it's really fresh. I don't know how they do their canning dates and whatever, but it just tastes really fresh. Like this really fresh, like super fresh. Almost like walking into a bakery and eating, the smell of freshly baked bread. That wasn't the aroma, but the flavor is like this, like lightly toasted, really fresh bready flavor. That is fantastic lager beer. Wow. Okay, let's try and jump onto the other beer, the Smaragdweiß. Different ballpark, but it's been a long time since I've reviewed a Weizen too, so this is going to be really fun. Weizen can be really good. It's not necessarily my favorite style, but really, really fresh Weizen can be really, really nice. So 5.1%, 17 IBU, Hopfenweizen, more hoppy Weizen. Head died down a bit. See if we can swirl up some. There we go. Slightly hazy, not like crazy hazy as, some Weiss beers are a bit more hazy than this, but there's like this nice lightly cloudy look to it. A nice golden yellow. It looks a bit more orange on camera, but it has like a golden yellow with an orange hue to it. I mean, the beers look slightly similar on camera, and they look slightly to the darker side, but with the light, it's not too bad. But yeah, it looks very nice. It looks really refreshing. So let's check out the aroma on the India Hopfenweise here, the Smaragdweizen. Oh yeah, that smells very hoppy. Much more hoppy than I expected. I wonder what hops they use, because it doesn't say on the website or anything. There's like definitely the classic banana note, but there's so much sweet fruity hop character. It almost smells a bit like Sorachi Ace. Like it's almost like lemongrassy or dill-like. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's really like vibrantly, like almost like, yeah, like fresh dill or something like that. There's definitely also like a sweeter citrus thing, but totally not like the aroma of your traditional Weiss beer with, just loads of banana. There's a good amount of clove to it as well. It smells nice. It smells nice. I think, just judging by the aroma, I enjoy the Helles more. But let's see. Again, I also like lagers more than Weiss beers. But let's check it out. Cheers, guys. Ooh, there's like almost like a coriander feel, like almost leading my mind to wheat beer. That's a pretty damn tasty Weizen too. Really, really bready. Their beers are super bready, like so doughy and freshly baked bread-like. And also they're really affordable. I think they, like on their webshop, you can buy them in 6-packs, most of their beers for like 13 euros or something like that. It's really affordable for very well-made kind of classical beer. Yeah, it has that like lemongrassy or dill like herbal spiciness to it. And then there's also black pepper, and there's also, for me, coriander and clove. Coriander, usually I don't associate that with Weizen. I associate that with wit beers. But it's in there. Banana is to the lighter side. It's not like this crazy overripe banana flavor that you get in some Weiss beers. It's quite like the different interpretation of the Weiss beer. I can see why they call it a Hopfenweisse, because it's not like dead on classic. You know, this is like classic Helles, but this is a bit different. It's definitely standing out from the more classic brew stuff. Ratings. I'm thinking like a 93 on the Helles, maybe a 94. No, it's just right before world class or just around world class. So I think maybe something like a 94. I'm thinking 425 for the Helles and Untapped. Just really, really well brewed Helles. And the thing about these styles, like they score like 325 and 3.5, max like 375s. They never get over 4, which I think is a shame, because they're like, for the style, this is so good, and it's a style I just, you know, like to drink a lot more nowadays. This is so well brewed. Like, yeah, really, really good Helles. Again, reminds me of what they do at Zehendner. And for the Hopfenweisse, the Smaragdweiß, it's also nice, but there's just other flavors I prefer in terms of, like, I think I prefer a little bit more banana and maybe a little bit more sweetness. It's quite dry. But it is a nice Weizen. It's just not my all-time favorite style. But in terms of grade, let's go with like an 88 or something like that. Just like a 375 on Untapped for this. It's, you know, I prefer maybe it a bit more classical, or where it just had more banana. But that's just a personal preference thing. If you like these more perfumey, even like slightly perfumey, spicy flavors, I think you'd really enjoy this. But we're running long video, guys, but we also did another 2-for-1. I've also been rambling and geeking out like crazy lately in videos, but man, I'm really stoked about trying. I still have a can of their Rauchbier, their Kellerpilsner, and their Zwickelbier to try it. Zeugel, Kellerpils, and Burned Malt are the names. Really looking forward to those, because this, you know, really sound, just from these, I'm sure that the rest are going to be damn fine beers too, because, man, this is just really well brewed classic German beer. With a twist in this case. Oh, and I also have their Amarillo Starkbier, which I think is like an Amarillo Bock. We'll see what I think of that one. But man, really, really good. I urge you guys to get some Gänstaller. Again, it's very well, really affordable. I think they ship to most of Europe if you want to try it. And just really, really good. I mean, this is the type of beer I would love to have as a go-to lager. Just have it in the fridge, crack one after work. So good. So good. Really nice. The Germans know how to do it, especially down in Franconia. But this is fantastic. So if you guys had either of these, let me know what you thought of them. Thanks a ton to Gänstaller for the beers as well. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and see you guys in another beer review.